Hello, and welcome to another edition of Old Guys Loving Life. I'm your host, Perry, and guess who's with me today? My co-host,
me. I'm back.
Wayne. Yeah, we've missed you the past couple of weeks, buddy. What's going on?
I've been having all kinds of personal things going on as well, and been busy with my mother and family.
Oh, look, the beer's here.
The beer's here.
We haven't told our audience what we're doing
What's
yet.
What's the short one? What's the little? I'm a big boy now.
but we're having beers at a local brewery, and cheers, buddy.
Cheers to you.
Yeah. Oh, damn. This is a good job to have, drinking beer and talking on the
And this is a double IPA sugar cane?
Yes, he is drinking.
8.9.
Wayne is drinking a double IPA called Twist of Cane. Now, you folks that are regular listeners, you may know where the Twisted Cane is made. That's where we're at today. We're keeping that a little secret. We're at a place, we're at a location, and we're just hanging out and having some beers, and we're going to talk.
Yeah, then we're going to have some chicken wings, and he's going to have taco.
Yeah.
And this is the first beer of the day.
First?
Which I always like the first one of the day.
There's nothing like having a beer at 11 a.m.
Right, 11 a.m. Get the day started.
I know.
And then we just see how it goes. And before you know, we're going to do some testing and tasting some other ones and check that out.
Yeah,
and I think that would be great.
Well, we came in and we talked to one of the brewers and asked him if he could set us up with some samples.
Right.
So we could go through the whole menu here at the brewery and taste a little bit of everything.
Oh, man, that is good.
Double IPA?
Yeah, man.
Made with sugar cane.
Yeah. I don't know about that 8.9.
Yeah, well,
that's something to you I wouldn't want.
I hope you don't have plans later in the day.
Yeah. And everybody knows that I'm the Ranger guy, and that's 7.2.
Well, I'm drinking an Oceanside White IPA, and it's a 7.1.
7.1, and that looks very interesting.
Yeah, 7.1 alcohol by volume.
Right, and that's just about just actually where the Ranger is.
Yeah.
Ranger is 7.2.
Yeah.
And of course, everybody knows, like I said, is my favorite beer.
Yeah.
You know?
And the Cigar City High Life is usually like, a 7.5-ish.
Right.
Like a torpedo.
Right. Like the torpedo, yeah.
Like a Sierra Nevada torpedo for you folks that don't know.
And the torpedo, now, that's a good beer. And Sierra Nevada makes a lot of good beer.
Oh, yeah.
And matter of fact, they got some new ones came out, and they're, and it seemed like lately everybody getting on the hop thing. Did you see on the yesterday, there's a brewery in Sanford, and it's called Hops and Wops. Greg.
That sounds racist.
No, Hops and Wops, that's the name of the brewery. It's right there right in the middle of Sanford, near the downtown, near the German restaurant, around the corner. And they are now going to start actually doing it now. They're growing hops in Florida.
Right.
Taking out all these old orange trees and taking them out. They're dead and gone. And now what they're doing, they're planting hops. And Greg, one of the guys he's the owner of Hops and Wops, and he's a brewmaster, and he was showing and peeling back the hops.
I know in Florida we have the humidity for growing hops like they do in the Great Northwest, but the soil is different. They're going to have to do something different in fertilizing or a different type of gene of hop or something to get it to grow in sand. What's with that?
The way they had it look like about 10 feet tall.
I know.
And they have a light control and the same temperature just about the way they do in Germany at this time of the year. So what they're doing, they're growing the hops and the Castile, and they got the bud, and then you open up the bud, and it's got this yellow flower, a little flowers and crystals comes out.
Right.
That's where it gets you that bitterness or that hoppy taste. A lot of people say, well, it's too bitter. Well, that's from the Castile. hops.
Right.
And that's what really created. But now Florida is going to be a big producer, and I think that's great.
Well, it's exciting to see that first of all, from the standpoint of financial, revenue of the state, and it's good to see other industry coming in, like growing hops, But I want to hold some I want to be reserved about it, because I just don't understand how they're going to grow hops in this sand.
We might have to do a show over there in Sanford with Hops a Month and Greg,
Right.
and get him to explain it, because he was right there, and they had it on television, and showing them showing us how they're doing it and how they're growing it, and I thought that was very interesting. And I'm glad to see that they're doing something with these old groves instead of building condos on them.
Right. Yeah. Well, we had some major freezes that killed a lot of groves many years ago, and the acreage of groves are just sitting there overgrown,
right. And it's just wasted land.
Yeah, it is wasted land.
And they're starting to doing the hops. That would be a great. Years ago, I'm a home brewery. I used to make my own beer in a 5-gallon jugs.
Yeah.
And that's because we didn't have all these different types of beers that we have now.
Yeah.
And the only way, because Florida was very strict, because you had Budweiser, Miller, and Schlitz, the major big companies had everything locked in.
Right.
And nothing could come into the state of Florida. Well, you got more people who got more interesting on how...
Well, diversity in the culture.
Yes, and then they started to get changed in the law, and things started growing.
That's the thing. It was the old guy, not the old guys. What am I trying to say? Anyway, the old club,
right?
Where hey, you give me a little of this, you can get whatever, and so the people with big money controlled things,
right.
And they had it controlled the way they wanted it. But now that you've got more people in a diversity of culture, more people coming from different places here, and the interest grew. Hey, we want this kind of beer. We want to have a larger size container, and it finally took forever, and we finally got the old Florida laws changed so that we could have different size container laws, and that opened it up to craft breweries just out to yin yang. I mean,
and now they're just booming all over.
However, this one that I've talked about in Daytona, that I've talked to you about going and
Daytona Beach.
No. It's in Daytona Beach, but not Daytona Beach Brewery.
No,
but I'm trying not to say the name.
Daytona Beach.
I'm not trying to say the name of it.
Yeah, that's right.
So they opened up a little while ago in this fancy shopping center, and they got, in my opinion, mediocre beer, but they've been open for 6-8 months now, and they still are not able and licensed to sell growlers. They can sell the growler, but they can't sell the growler with anything in it.
Oh, yeah. I've never heard of that before.
I know.
See, there must be the different licenses and the different sizes and the volume and everything.
And every time I go in there, they tell me the people didn't apply for their license to distribute the beer. And so it's taken them forever to get it done.
Well, that's something that they need to straighten out.
That's something that they can talk to these fine people at this establishment about.
Right.
Because this establishment, well, shoot, man, why are we beating around the bush? Why don't we go ahead and just tell them? Yeah. We're at
Tomoka.
We're at the Tomoka Brewing Company, yes.
Yes, and Tomoka Brewing Company has been in the area for... Well, they started actually up in near Ormond.
They started in Ormond about
and then
4 or 5 years ago.
They opened 2 of them over there, and then now they open up this one here, right here on Clyde Morris. And
we're at Clyde Morris and Herbert in Port Orange, Florida. And this is the main brewery. We're sitting right next to the tanks and the brew room. and they're serving lunch here, and we're waiting on one of the brewers to come out, and we're going to sample some beers. But anyway, what I was going to say is this fine company here, they're distributing their beer. You can come in here and get a growler of your favorite beer and take it home. You can.
As a matter of fact, I brought one.
Right. You can buy 6 packs of cans at the cooler as you're going out the door, and you can find Tomoka Brewing beer
in just about any store.
In most of the grocery stores, in ABC, Total Wine and More, they're there.
You can. It's a big, growing company.
Right, and that's something I want to talk to the brewer and the owner about if we get the opportunity this today. Is how far out do they reach?
Right, how far do they go?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
I don't either.
But it's a very good beer.
I mean, I know I've got some Auburn Tiger fans up there in Alabama that'd like to have some Tomoka beer.
Right? I bet they would.
There might be some of them Georgia Peaches that like to drink some beer, too.
Oh, I'm sure they would, especially in Athens. The Bulldogs.
I was talking about these Georgia Peaches.
No, I was trying to let that go by.
Oh, we're having fun here at the brewery, folks. And actually, we've only had like 2 sips.
Yeah, well, no, I've had a little bit more than 2 sips. It's almost half gone. And no, I'm not drunk all the time. Almost.
I don't think his wife is going to let him come out and play anymore.
No, matter of fact, she said, have fun. I will see you later on this evening.
Okay.
I said, yes, dear.
On a personal note, thank you, Linda. I've missed my buddy. What's it been, like 4 weeks I've had to do the show by myself, man, and I'm like, man, I suck by myself.
Everybody says you're doing great, and I listen to it, and you sound fantastic.
Well, I'm just getting by. It's hard to crack jokes when I don't have somebody else here to play off of. They're not laughing.
No,
or if they are, I can't hear it.
They probably are. Wait, when we have our third one.
Hey, look, our dinner's here.
And the
tacos, yes.
Tacos, and we got the chicken wings.
Yes, chicken wings. Say hi.
Hi.
Yeah.
See, that's Katrina. Come to Tomoka Brewery and see her.
Yeah, and
That's right.
we're going to have the guy come.
Grayson is going to come out, and we're going to have samples
We're on here.
of everything.
And have him come on over. And when we put him on, and everybody wants to hear from him and hear what he's got to say.
Absolutely. I'm sure he'll be out shortly. Y'all enjoy your meal.
Thank you,
okay?
Katrina.
Okay.
You're welcome.
All right, folks, we're going to take a short break, and we're going to scarf down our vittles, as Granny would say. And we'll be right back after this break. And we're back. Thanks for listening to Old Guys Loving Life. Wayne and I had a delicious liquid lunch.
Was that a good little beer there?
That was a great.
You stuttered right off the second word.
Okay, that was a great lunch. We had tacos and we had wings.
Yes.
And of course, obviously, we finished our beers and are on our second ones. So who's counting? But anyway.
Yeah, really.
All right, so I want to welcome Grayson, the brewer here at Tomoka. And we have a setup of 2 different flights of beers. And so, welcome, Grayson.
Hey, how you guys doing today? I'm glad you guys really enjoyed your lunch, too.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
It was delicious.
And the beers so far have been really good.
Well, we will continue that trend then. Do you guys want to start with a little bit of each, or do you want to start with more of the normal core, and then we can do some of the fun, funky stuff?
Oh, let's mix it up, man.
Okay. Well, let's start basic of basic. First one, Hazy Sunrise.
Right.
That is our standard Hefeweizen made with orange peel. It's sweet and bitter orange peel.